So I've been a fan of professional wrestling for most of my life. There's about a decade in there, from about mid 2000s to mid 2010s, where I didn't watch it all. I think it was after I graduated college, and then for like 10 years. And then apparently Steve Amell, who plays the Green Arrow on television, was going to wrestle in a match. And my wife said, I want to watch that. I want to see Stephen Amell wrestle. So I got back into it because of Stephen Amell, the Green Arrow. And I've been watching pretty consistently ever since. Um, and then something happened today that made me think about professional wrestling and my relationship with professional wrestling. And that's the governor of Florida declared that the WWE is an essential business. What? I'm sorry, what? I enjoy professional wrestling. It is fun. It is not quite a sport. It is not quite theater. It's its own little thing. It is not. What it is not is essential, is what it is not is. Okay, so first of all, putting wrestling in a context with absolutely no one in the audience is weird enough. They've been doing it for the past couple weeks. Both the WWE and AEW have been doing it. So purely as a visual, as a product, AEW has been more successful than WWE because they have had their other wrestlers sort of in the audience and making noise. And while it's not the same as having an arena full of thousands of people, you get the sort of feel for this being a theatrical performance and there being an audience and a participatory audience in the arena watching the matches go on. WWE has not done that. They've had nobody in the audience other than their crew members, and they have not responded really to the matches as they've gone on. So that's the first thing: is why are you going to continue to put out this product that is in many ways inferior, just because you want to keep going? Because that's the issue, is that Vince McMahon, who owns WWE, is a billionaire. He does not have to keep putting on these live shows or even these taped shows that are in empty arenas. His business is such that he has enough personal wealth, and they have a ridiculous backlog of thousands, if not tens of thousands of hours of professional wrestling from years gone by that they could put in the same television time slots and get the same, if not even better, ratings. So that's, first of all, there's no need financially, really economically, for them to do this. I suppose they're losing the money that they would get from putting shows on in arenas, but purely as far as a TV product, they can do it without doing shows now. They could give every one of their wrestlers a rest. And that's really what bothers me the most. Well, two things bother me the most. One thing that bothers me is that the governor of Florida is clearly either corrupt, an idiot, or both. Making wrestling an essential business, or the WWE specifically an essential business, I'm sorry, that's garbage. He either is an idiot or he just took a really big direct or indirect payment from somebody in the WWE to pull this off. So that bothers me. The second thing that bothers me is they are putting their employees in danger by doing this. Not just the wrestlers, although certainly the wrestlers. I mean, not a secret that no wrestlers in WWE, they're not part of any sort of union. They don't get health insurance from the company. If they have health insurance, they have to pay for it themselves. And they're all stuck in these very draconian contracts that classify them as independent contractors while limiting what other contracts they can take. So they're exclusive employees that are also independent contractors, which is how the WWE gets away with not giving them health insurance and benefits like that. And so they're saying basically, you people who have these contracts, you're being forced to wrestle, and literally you're putting yourselves. They're putting the wrestlers in danger. They're putting the crew in danger. There's camera people. There's announcers. There's the people who put the ring together. There's the people who run the lights and the sound, and it's not an inconsiderable number of people. for every wrestling match. And 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 wrestling is a very physical thing. It's not like you cannot maintain social distancing while professional wrestling. And while a handful of wrestlers, not even a handful, but a handful of wrestlers in the WWE wear masks, none of them wear masks that cover their mouths or are effective against, preventing, preventing the exchange of a virus when you're in a wrestling match touching other people. It's just not safe. It's dumb. It's clearly corrupt in some way. I feel like it's politically motivated in a lot of ways because it's no secret that McMahon's wife was worked in the current president's administration. He's connected to them in several ways. I'm sure they've got money in each other's companies. So it's I wasn't going to talk about it. I was going to talk about something lighthearted and silly and funny, but this just pissed me off. I enjoy professional wrestling, but you know what would make me the happiest right now is you gave everybody who works for you, Mr. Vince McMahon, gave everyone who worked for you some time off. Give them a portion, if not all, of their paychecks so that they can go home and be with their families and be safe and not catch this horrible disease that's going around or spread it to other people. If you did that, that would be the good thing to do. That would be the thing, honestly, that would get you so much public goodwill. People would be behind you. And then you know what? You send everybody home, you make sure everybody's safe, and you slap on an old pay-per-view on Monday Night Raw. And you say, this is a special presentation. This is from 2002, a pay-per-view. Enjoy 3 hours of what you'd have to pay for, but now you get to watch it for free. You would be making such goodwill. You'd be making such money off of not having to spend anything. But instead, you're going to put your employees in danger. And that's bullshit. And it pissed me off. And that's why I had to talk about it. Anyway, it is 7:30 on the West Coast on April 13th. I am Chris Morse. I am still a professional wrestling fan, but I'm a pissed one. This is the Morse Code, and I will see you tomorrow.